Tokyo. The name itself buzzes with energy. It's a city that never seems to sleep, a place where tradition and the future dance together under neon lights. But tonight, on this cool September evening, that energy has a new focus. It's all directed towards one place, the World Athletic Championship. The air is thick with anticipation. You can feel it on the packed trains heading towards the stadium. You can hear it in the excited chatter of people from every corner of the globe. This isn't just another sporting event, this is the pinnacle of athletics. It's where legends are made and dreams are realized. The whole city feels like it's holding its breath, waiting for the starting gun to fire. Walking through the streets of Shinjuku, you are swept up in a wave of color and sound. Jamaica, USA, Kenya. Great Britain giant screens broadcast moments of glory from earlier heats, and the cheers from fan zones echo between the skyscrapers. It is a festival of sport. Stepping inside the Japan National Stadium is like entering a different world. The architecture is stunning. A beautiful lattice of wood and steel reaches for the sky, creating a canopy that feels both modern and natural. It's a masterpiece of design. But tonight, the structure itself is just the backdrop. The real spectacle is the crowd. A vibrant mosaic of colors fills every seat. The bright yellow of the Brazilian supporters, the bold red, the white, the blue, the passionate sea of Japanese red and Japanese white. The noise is a constant rolling wave, cheers, chants, and applause that washes over you. The energy here is tangible, you can almost reach out and touch it. It's a mix of nervous energy from the athletes warming up on the track below, and pure, unadulterated excitement from the fans. The giant screens at either end of the stadium replay iconic moments, building the hype with every passing second. The spotlights dance across the track, picking out the starting blocks, the high jump bar, and the shot put circle. The stadium falls silent, you could hear a pin drop. All eyes are on the 8 men crouched in the starting blocks for the men's 100-meter final. This is the moment everyone has been waiting for. It's the Blue Ribbon event, the ultimate test of speed and power. The defending champion from Jamaica is in lane 4. The young American hotshot is in 5. The tension is almost unbearable. Then, the crack of the starting gun echoes through the stadium. A roar erupts from the crowd. The sprinters explode from the blocks. It's a blur of motion, a symphony of pumping arms, powerful strides. For 9.8 seconds, the world holds its breath. The race is neck and neck. The American gets a fantastic start. The Jamaican champion starts to close the gap in the final 30 meters. It's impossible to tell who is ahead. They lean for the line, a desperate lunge for glory. The photo finish reveals a stunning upset. A young sprinter from Great Britain, running in an outside lane, timed his dip perfectly to snatch the gold by 1/100th of a second. The stadium erupts in shock and celebration. A new star is born. While the track events had the crowd roaring, the field events provided their own brand of captivating drama. Over at the pole vault pit, the competition was reaching a breathtaking climax. The Swedish superstar, the undisputed king of the event, was attempting to break his own world record once again. The bar was set at a dizzying height of 6.26 meters. The stadium fell into a hushed silence as he began his run-up. He planted the pole, launched himself into the Tokyo night sky, and for a moment, it looked like he would clear it. He twisted his body, arching his back, but his chest just grazed the bar on the way down. The collective groan from the crowd was quickly replaced by a wave of applause for his incredible effort. Meanwhile, the women's javelin final was producing one of the biggest surprises of the championships. A relatively unknown athlete from Australia competing in her very first major final was having the competition of her life. On her 5th attempt, she unleashed a colossal throw. The javelin soared through the air, seeming to hang there forever, before landing far beyond the marks of the pre-event favorites. The measurement flashed up on the screen. A new national record, and the longest throw in the world this year. The look of pure shock and joy on her face was unforgettable. She had beaten the giants of the sport. The men's high jump final also delivered a moment of incredible unity. After more than 2 hours of competition, 2 athletes were left tied for first place. In a beautiful display of friendship and respect, they agreed to share the gold medal. Let's talk about Sarah Jones, the British sprinter who caused the upset in the women's 100 meters. Her journey to this gold medal has been anything but easy. Growing up in a small town in the north of England, she discovered her love for running at a local school sports day. She wasn't the most naturally gifted athlete, but she had an incredible work ethic. She would be the first at the track in the morning, the last to leave at night, often training in the cold and the rain. Her parents worked extra jobs to pay for her travel to competitions to buy her running spikes. 2 years ago, her career was nearly ended by a serious hamstring injury. Doctors warned she might never sprint at the top level again. The physical recovery was brutal, but the mental battle was even harder. There were many dark days when she thought about giving up. With the support of her family, her coach, and her team, she slowly fought her way back. She spent months in the gym, rebuilding her strength, focusing on every small step of rehabilitation. That gave her a new mental toughness. She learned to appreciate every training session, every race. Now for the story of American hurdler Leo Carter. 4 years ago, he was the favorite to win gold. But in the final, he hit the final hurdle and stumbled, falling from first place to last. It was a devastating moment, broadcast to the entire world. The image of him sitting on the track, head in his hands, became a symbol of heartbreak. For the next few years, that moment haunted him. He struggled with his confidence, his form dipped. Many people in the sport wrote him off. But Leo is a fighter. He refused to let that one race define his career. He changed his coaching setup and moved across the country to join a new training group. He went back to basics, working tirelessly on his technique and working tirelessly on his mental approach to racing. He began working with a sports psychologist to help him overcome the mental scars. He learned to see failure not as an ending but as a learning opportunity. It fueled his motivation, making him more determined than ever to prove his doubters wrong and get back to the top of his sport. This year in Tokyo, he arrived as a different athlete. He was calmer, more focused, quietly confident. He cruised through the early rounds looking smooth and powerful over the hurdles. In the final, he was drawn in the same lane where he had fallen 4 years earlier. Some might see that as a bad omen, but Leo saw it as an opportunity to rewrite his story. When the gun fired, he executed a near-perfect race. He was fluid, fast, flawless over every single barrier. He crossed the finish line a clear winner, his arms raised in triumph. Finally, let's turn our attention to the women's high jump and the incredible story of 19-year-old Akari Tanaka from Japan. Until this year, Akari was a complete unknown on the world stage. She grew up in a small town on the island of Hokkaido, far from the country's main athletic centers. She trained at a simple local facility with her high school coach. She didn't have access to state-of-the-art equipment or sports science support that many of her rivals took for granted. But what she did have was raw, natural talent and an infectious passion for her sport. Her progress over the last 12 months has been meteoric. She burst onto the scene at the Japanese National Championships, where she broke the national record and qualified for this World Championship. Still, she arrived in Tokyo as an underdog. The high jump final was stacked with seasoned champions and former Olympic medalists. But Akari wasn't intimidated. She competed with a huge smile on her face, feeding off the energy of the home crowd. With every successful jump, the cheers from the Japanese fans grew louder and louder. They had found a new hero. The competition came down to the final 3 athletes. Akari was up against the reigning world champion and a former Olympic champion. They were her childhood idols, but tonight, they were her rivals. On her final attempt at a new personal best height, the entire stadium held its breath. She began her run-up, a picture of focus and grace. She launched herself over the bar, clearing it with centimeters to spare. The stadium erupted. The teenager from Hokkaido had won the gold medal in front of her home crowd. It was a fairy tale moment. Her victory meant so much more than just a gold medal. Akari Tanaka was no longer an unknown. She was a world champion, and her star was just beginning to rise. What made this World Athletic Championship in Tokyo so special? It was more than just the records broken or the medals won. It was the city itself, and the incredible way it welcomed the world. Tokyo's unique blend of ancient tradition and futuristic innovation. One moment you could be watching the marathon runners pass by a serene ancient temple. The next you could be in a fan zone surrounded by dazzling neon signs and cutting-edge technology. This contrast gave the event a character all of its own, making it feel both timeless and incredibly modern. The organization was, in a word, flawless. From the transport system that ran with breathtaking punctuality to the army of friendly volunteers who were always ready to help with a smile, every detail was meticulously planned and executed. This efficiency meant that athletes and fans could focus on what they came here for, the sport. There was a sense of calm and order that allowed the excitement and drama of the competition to take center stage. The Japanese principle of omotenashi, That deep-rooted culture of hospitality was not just a motto, it was felt in every interaction, making every visitor feel truly welcome and valued. Tokyo also used this championship to showcase its commitment to sustainability and innovation. The medals were crafted from recycled metals harvested from old electronic devices donated by the public. The podiums were 3D printed from recycled plastics. The National Stadium itself, with its beautiful use of sustainable wood and natural ventilation systems, is a landmark of green architecture. These weren't just token gestures, they were powerful statements about building a better, more sustainable future. It set a new standard for major sporting events, showing the world that spectacle and responsibility can go hand in hand. As the final flame is extinguished, and the last medal is placed around a champion's neck, we are left with more than just memories of incredible athletic feats. The legacy of the Tokyo World Athletic Championship runs much deeper. It's about the powerful moments of inspiration that touched us all. The image of the young British sprinter Sarah Jones, who taught us that perseverance can overcome any obstacle. The redemption of the American hurdler Leo Carter, who showed us that failure is not final. And the fairy tale rise of Japan's own Akari Tanaka, who reminded us that dreams can come true. These stories are the true heart of the championship. They travel far beyond the stadium walls, reaching people around the globe. A young girl in a small English town might see Sarah's victory and join her local running club. A young man who faced a setback might see Leo's comeback and find the strength to try again. These moments create ripples of inspiration that can change lives: resilience, courage, capacity for joy, ability to overcome adversity. This championship was also a beautiful demonstration of unity. High jumpers from Italy and Qatar choosing to share a gold medal. The Kenyan runner helping his fallen Ethiopian rival across the finish line. Fans from rival nations sitting side by side in the stands. In a world that can often feel divided, this event reminded us of what we share. Ultimately, the Tokyo World Athletic Championship was a celebration of hope. It was a testament to what we can achieve when we come together. The athletes pushed the boundaries of human performance. The city of Tokyo welcomed the world with open arms. For a brief, wonderful time, we were all united by the simple beauty of sport. The echoes of the cheers will fade, and the stadium will fall silent, but the legacy will endure. It's a legacy that reminds us that together we are all capable of greatness.